Hello everyone, my name is Rochelle McGettigan and today we're going to be discussing the hypothalamus. If you look at your upper left hand corner, you're going to see a small orange dot in that diagram and that represents the hypothalamus. So the hypothalamus's main goal is to maintain homeostasis, and it functions mainly through life support behaviors, and these four life support behaviors are known as feeding, fighting, fleeing, and reproduction. The hypothalamus serves to control the autonomic nervous system, which is a control system that acts largely unconsciously and regulates bodily functions such as the heart rate, digestion, and many other key functions throughout your body. The hypothalamus is also a part of the limbic system, which is a complex system of nerves and networks in the brain concerned with instinct and mood. On your upper right hand side, you'll see a diagram of what makes up the limbic system. So the anatomy of the hypothalamus. It is right at the center of the brain, and that's why it's considered the base. It is underneath the thalamus and directly above the pituitary gland. It is in the ventral area of the diencephalon, which is a subunit of the forebrain. The hypothalamus serves to connect the endocrine and nervous system. The endocrine system is a collection of glands that produce hormones that regulate metabolism, growth, tissue, and many other functions of the body. And the nervous system serves as a signaling system that consists of the brain, spinal cord, sensory organs, and all nerves that connect these organs with the rest of the body. So the hypothalamus can be further broken down into three zones: the paraventricular, medial, and lateral zone. And if you look to your right at this diagram, you can see that from center to outside it goes paraventricular, medial to lateral. These zones can further be broken down into different regions, such as the medial zone can be broken into preoptic, supraoptic, tuberal, and mammillary regions. Each of these regions and zones consist of a variety of nuclei that function in different sensory and body functions. This diagram here shows the multiple nuclei that make up the hypothalamus, and each one of these do different jobs and interact with different parts of the body to produce different functions. Is the hypothalamus in all organisms? No, it is not. It is only present in vertebrates. In other species, such as arthropods and sponges, they do not contain the hypothalamus. However, they do still show signs of behavior in response to stimuli. The functions of the hypothalamus. Its main goal, as stated earlier, is to maintain homeostasis, and its functions control various behaviors such as emotions, body temp, thirst, appetite, sex drive, childbirth, blood pressure, and heart rate. What is homeostasis? Homeostasis is a healthful, balanced internal bodily state and is a state of equilibrium. It is managed through physiological processes, and the state of homeostasis is not always constant, as shown in the upper right, and in order to adapt to environments, it will vary away from the mean or median. How is it maintained? The hypothalamus and pituitary gland work together to control the endocrine system, and they interact by secreting a variety of hormones such as ADH, CRH, GnRH, oxytocin, and many more. ADH is a hormone that functions in your thirst and controls the absorption of water into the nephrons of the kidney. CRH regulates your metabolism and immune response, and it works with the pituitary gland and adrenal gland to release specific hormones. GnRH is a growth hormone that functions with other sex hormones and instructs the pituitary to release other hormones to enact different responses. Oxytocin functions in a variety of important behaviors and emotions such as sexual arousal, trust, recognition, internal behavior, childbirth, and lactation. The 4 F's, such as feeding, fleeing, fighting, and reproduction. These are all motivational behaviors that drive the activity of the hypothalamus and represent the 4 most basic and primal drives or motivations and instincts that animals are evolutionarily adapted to follow and achieve. Represents a general signal pathway that originates at the hypothalamus and works its way down, and it also feeds back to the hypothalamus to control different actions. So, with the hypothalamus being such an important structure, it does have a variety of diseases that accompany it, and some of these diseases can be caused by injuries to your head. Some do have genetic links, and others can be caused by a variety of ways. Most of the time, it is hard to pinpoint the root cause of the hypothalamic diseases because it has such a broad effect on the body. So, often you will see diseases called the hypothalamic pituitary disorders because of the close association of those organs. An example of one of these genetic diseases is Kallmann syndrome, which is a deficiency in a reproductive hormone, and this causes its main symptoms of a delay or absence of puberty and an impaired absence sense of smell. It is very rare in the population, however, it does occur more often in males than in females. Another disease is Prader-Willi syndrome, which is again a genetic disease passed down through a missing gene on chromosome 15. Its symptoms, it has many, but some examples would be weak muscle tone, obesity, chronic overeating, and some behavioral problems such as temper outbursts and compulsive behavior. And if you look down at your bottom right, you will see a child who has Prader-Willi syndrome, and the compulsive behaviors can be seen by the picking at the head and the hand. And it is also rare, with only 1 in 10,000 to 30,000 people having it worldwide. With the hypothalamus being such an important structure of the body, it's very important to give it the right food to allow it to function correctly. And to do so, you should eat healthy foods such as fruits, vegetables, and make sure you're obtaining all of your vitamins. Also, avoid eating too much saturated fats, and overall, you should be good and have a happy hypothalamus and a happy life.